It's even lower in volume. You know, the meter tells me that it's lower in volume, but how does it sound? Hello everyone and welcome back. Dome here, and today's episode is going to be really special because I have a new plugin to show you that just came out. I tried it for a while and it's amazing, so I wanted to share this with you. Today we're checking out TAIP from babyaudio. Let's get started. So a couple of weeks ago, babyaudio got in touch with me and they said, do you want to try our new plugin? Check it out, see what you think. So I said, yes, of course. So this is the new plugin that babyaudio came out with. I mean, I love babyaudio, I love their stuff. I've shown their plugins in quite a few of my videos. Spaced Out was one of the plugins that I really liked. I'm gonna link it right here if you haven't watched that video. So I tried it out, and what I can tell you is that I was freaking impressed. This is a TAIP plugin that is quite a bit different in quite a few ways. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to show you how it sounds. It's great for, you know, drums, for bass, for vocals, for pretty much everything. You can really drive it and saturate things. You can add it to your master bus and make things up front, in your face and louder. So I don't think you want to hear me talking about it. I'm going to play some material. I'm going to play as much material as possible. And if you enjoy it, and if you like it, and if you think that this is for you, I'm going to have a link down below so that you can get a 15% discount. I asked babyaudio, can you give me a discount code for my subscribers? And they said yes. If you decide to get a copy, you're also supporting the channel, so I thank you for this. But this is not a sponsored video. Babyaudio didn't pay me, no money changed hands. They just sent me the plugin and I really like it, and you will see why. So let's try it first on the master bus, and then I'm going to explain a little bit of how it works. This is why I decided to make this video, if I can be honest with you. I just slapped it on my master bus and I was like, what is that? So check out my meter here, check out my master bus meter, and check out what it does, right? So it has auto gain compensation. That means that when I drive the tape, it compensates for the gain, but check out how much more presence it gives to the track. So, I was kind of blown away, to be honest with you, and now I'm going to explain a little bit what the controls do. So, the drive, basically, like a real tape, it drives the tape. And what it does is it adds some tape compression, some saturation, but much more than this. So when you click on this, drive auto gain on, that means that it will compensate for the change in level when you drive the tape. Otherwise, it won't do it. Most of the times, I leave this on because I like what it does, and I like that it makes everything louder and more present without adding volume. So I really like this. Now, there's a mix knob here, which means that you can blend in the tape sound, the sound from TAIP, TAIP, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but I hope it's TAIP. I think what they're doing here, and I'm going to explain this in a second, is it's TAIP, but you have this type, it stands for AI, right? Because this uses AI algorithms to produce all these fluctuations and asymmetrical aspects of the tape. So let me explain all the parameters. First of all, we have the noise, okay? So we can add noise, tape noise to our sound. And to be honest with you, this is one of the things that I thought that it would stay on, and most of the times I wouldn't want it to be on all the time, but this is really, really nice. It really convinces me. It reminds me of almost even the sound of a cassette, you know, if you remember those. Anyway, next we have where. This adds a little bit of whoa and flutter, so basically this adds all these nice tape variations. And there's a little trick to this I'm gonna show you, but let's try it first just like that. So this sounds like an 8 tape now. Now here's the clever bit. If you use the where parameter here and then you mix, then you will get a very cool effect that, you know, it was so popular in the 70s, like bands like Queen, David Bowie have used this effect over and over again. So they would use this effect to add flanging, you know, because there's a little bit of variation in the speed, so the pitch changes for the tape, and you get this very interesting, very subtle, but also you can make it very dramatic flanging effects. Let's have a listen. If you listen to some of the old Queen records like Queen 2, Sheer Heart Attack, and Night at the Opera and all these things, they use this effect all the time. I love it, I love it. So, I mean, if you have the mix all the way to 100, then you get the sound from TAIP straight away. And if you turn this all the way off, then you can mix the sound of tape with the actual material that you have. So you have a lot of flexibility there. Then there's this parameter here that's called glue, and basically this emulates the tape compression that you get from a real tape machine, but with a twist again. You can really push it and you can get a very exaggerated kind of compression effect. Let's have a listen. So, this I would probably not use on the master bus too much. If I use this on the master bus, I would have the mix a little bit lower, maybe like 40%, 30%. But it's great for drums, it's great for bass. Let's move on. Then we have the input. The input can be normal or hot. Again, for master bus, I'm using it for the master bus right now, but I'm going to check it on drums and bass later on. Also on sub basses, 808 kicks. I'm gonna show you. It's better to have it on normal for the master bus, but let's try the hot and see how it sounds. Yeah, it's quite aggressive. And actually, this is one of the things that I loved about TAIP. You know, when I tried it out, I was like, oh, yeah, that's great. You know, it will sound, I'm pretty sure that babyaudio will have done a great job in emulating like the tape. But basically, I like the fact that you can really drive it. They have a modernized version of, you know, a typical tape plugin. So you can really make it aggressive if you want to, and it really sounds great on modern material like trap and all these things. Then we have the model here, so we can have a single tape or a dual tape. It sounds And then we have presence, high shape and low shape. Presence takes care of the high end. And one of the very desirable characteristics of a tape machine is that it has a very nice, smooth, silky top end, because it kind of takes away some of the harshness of the top end. So this allows you to take full control of this. So see, we have high shape here. Now if I turn this down, I make the sound a little bit darker. I'm removing some of the harshness, or I can add some top end. So let's have a listen. So I really like this because it allows you to take away some of the digital harshness, some of the S's sometimes, especially when you want a track to sound a little bit more vintage, to give it some kind of lo-fi vibes. Some of these things are really easy to achieve with TAIP. Now the low shape, like the high shape, allows you to saturate the bass separately, so the low frequencies. Let's have a listen. It brings everything in your face. And, you know, as I said on the master bus, I would probably try and use some, you know, like relatively conservative values here. But it does sound really nice. Let me show you how it sounds on individual tracks. So let's try it on my modern 80s drum kit. If you don't know about the modern 80s drum kit, I'm gonna link it right here. Another thing that I like is that I can change the color of the interface. I like that they do this in most of their recent plugins. The spaced out reverb delay had this. I love this thing. Okay, let's try white in this case. And let's try just the drums. Check out the output meters. Check it out. Let's try the wear. Okay, I like this. Let's keep it like this and let's move on to the bass, okay? See how the bass kind of disappears when I remove it? Because it adds all this beautiful saturation. You know what? I'm going to switch to another track now and let's see how it sounds with a rock track, okay? First, master bus. It's even lower in volume, you know, the meter tells me that it's lower in volume, but how does it sound? I mean, you can even use it as a compressor, you know, basically what it does is because it adds all this tape compression, you get more headroom if you want to add more things after this. And, you know, I mean, I'm overdoing it here, you know, possibly I would go a little bit more subtle for the master bus, but I want to show you how this thing can sound. And I think the reason why it sounds so good is because babyaudio took a different approach with this. They're using AI to emulate all these different characteristics of the tape. So they fed this algorithm enough material, and now basically it kind of adapts to what you feed it with. So I mean, I'm still trying to figure out what it does, you know, because it really makes everything super loud, massively loud. But it doesn't sound like, you know, over compressed. It doesn't sound like it's completely destroying the sound. And I'm overdoing it here, like I said. Let's see how it sounds on the drums. So if you have cymbals that are a little bit harsh, you can just use the high shape and just saturate them a little bit, you know? And maybe leave the low end alone a little bit. I'm really impressed. Okay, let's try it on the vocals. I have removed pretty much everything from them so that we can hear how it sounds with just TAIP. How about we add some nice saturation to these vocals, make them a little bit more aggressive, give them a little bit more attitude. On fire, burning down this wasteland. I know I could never come home. This town isn't mine. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna make it right. On fire, burning down this wasteland. Who knows if I ever come home? This town isn't mine. I'm gonna make it right. I'm gonna make it right. On fire, burning down this wasteland. I know Mix it. I can never come home. This town isn't mine. I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna make it right. On fire, burning down this wasteland. Who knows if I ever come? On the guitars, I would probably saturate the top end a little bit. Let's turn TAIP on and off on drums, vocals, and guitars, and let's see how it sounds. Okay, I mean, seriously, we're not talking about like a tiny difference here, we're talking about dramatic change in sound. And you know, you can go subtle if you want with it, but if you really want to get an in-your-face sound, this plugin can give it to you. This is not your average, you know, tape plugin that will give you like a beautiful subtle tape sound, which is most of the times what you will probably need when you want a tape plugin, but this allows you to do way more than this. That's why I wanted to make this video for you today, because I was really blown away. And I have one last thing to show you. I want to show you how you can use it on sub basses, you know, 808 sub kicks. Okay. Let's add the glue now. Check it out. Do you hear this? Do you hear how musical this sounds? It adds this kind of nice, almost like a rubbery... and I can blend it in. See how the sub bass basically jumps out. You have all these nice harmonics, this nice attack, you know, and it becomes so juicy. I love what it does on this. I mean, at first I didn't even try it, and then I was like, oh, why don't we try it on sub bass? And I was like, okay, that's very interesting. So there you go. This is why I decided to make this special video today. It's because I was just so impressed by this new plugin by babyaudio, and I think that you might get why now after watching this. So if you enjoyed this and if you want to pick up a copy, don't miss out, get the 15% off. You're also supporting the channel, but only if you liked it. I was seriously impressed by this and I wanted to tell you guys because I think it's something worth showing. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, all the good stuff. Thanks so much for all the love, you guys. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.